How's it going? Z here from Realtors Acquisition, and today we're going to be talking about what kind of Facebook ads you should be running to a cold audience. Okay, so we're just going to get straight into this video, and you're going to notice that throughout this video I am referencing topics that aren't necessarily specifically only to do with Facebook ads. And the reason for that is because Facebook ads is only just a tool for your marketing, and it's granted a very useful tool for marketing, especially when it comes to cold audiences and retargeting. However, it is just a tool. So I am going to be referencing things like email marketing, lead magnets, and stuff like that. So in order to understand what a cold audience is, you're going to have to understand that in marketing, there are three types of audiences. And it's cold, warm, and hot. Your hot audience, as the name would suggest, is a audience segment that is more likely to buy. So they're kind of ready to buy already, right? They know who you are. They've either done deals with you before or they've been completely warmed up and they're ready to buy what you have to sell. Your warm audience is the segment of audience that is aware of who you are. So they know what problem you solve. They know your solution to that problem and they know you, right? They've either seen your ads before, they've downloaded a lead magnet, or they've watched a couple of your YouTube videos, social media videos, doesn't matter. They know who you are. This is your warm audience. Now, your cold audience is the audience segment that hasn't yet entered the funnel. They don't know who you are yet. However, they are problem aware. Your job as the marketer for your business is to create a warm audience out of a cold audience. Now, inevitably, the cold audience is going to be treated vastly differently to a warm audience. Warm audience, they already know who you are, they know your solution, and in fact, they might even have a little bit of trust for you, right? The cold audience completely has no idea who you are, and they don't know your solution to the problem, and in fact, they have no trust for you. So, before we even think about running Facebook ads to this audience, we need to have a plan to create that at least a little bit of trust and to kind of introduce yourself in a way where, cool, now they understand who you are, they understand that you can solve the problem, and they understand that you've done it before. The best and most effective way, in my experience, to do this is to use some sort of lead magnet in a form of free value. Now, if you don't know what a lead magnet is, basically, it's just a piece of value that you can give to someone for free in exchange for their contact details, usually an email address. Now, once you've figured out what your piece of free value is, which could be a PDF, a checklist, a YouTube video, a free course that you've created, doesn't really matter. As long as you provide this free value, once you've figured out what that piece of free value is, you can now start thinking about running Facebook ads. Now, Facebook ads typically always follow the same structure, especially if they're in video form. It is the hook, the main body, and then the CTA. Now, if you've noticed on your own Facebook feed or Instagram feed, a lot of the ads that you see are usually always video ads. And the reason for that is because video ads typically do better on Facebook than picture ads. That's due to some combination of Facebook being more biased towards video ads. Facebook uses responding better to video ads and you being able to convey a much more nuanced and complex message within video ads compared to photo ads, obviously. Due to that reason, I would actually prefer video ads over picture ads, but that's completely up to you. So the CTA, the call to action, is pretty self-explanatory. Is basically just at the end of the video, what is the call to action? What is the action that you want your audience to make, right? Clicking through to a landing page, putting their lead information through on a lead form. That's the CTA. So it's pretty self-explanatory. That one, there's not much variation you can make. The main body is some combination of your offer and proof, right? Now, a lot of people, they kind of just look at the main body and just say, this is the offer. This is where you should be giving the offer. Yes, that is true. However, videos, or more particularly ad videos, perform a lot better when you add some element of proof in the main body. Now, the hook, which is the start of the video, the first second or 2 seconds of the video, the only purpose for the hook is to create that spark of curiosity so that your audience might be more inclined to watch the video all the way through to the end. And people do this in a very amateur way these days. They like to have these sort of viral hooks in the beginning of the video where someone might be throwing a baseball at the camera and then they catch the video at the very last second to kind of capture their attention, right? That, yes, does capture the attention of a lot of audiences. However, it's so far from the offer that you don't actually benefit from that attention. And in fact, because those people watch the video all the way through to the end, Facebook is now going to target people that might not be your best audience to target, right? So what you want is a hook that, number one, captures attention, and number two, calls out to the audience that you actually want to capture. And this reminds me of a couple of hooks that I've seen that really works, which is hooks that are a little bit more subtle. It's a subtle hook that captures the attention of the audience that you actually want by actually verbally calling out to them. And secondly, it creates that curiosity because visually you're seeing an action in progress and something. It's a psychological thing where we can't have open loops, or we're very uncomfortable having open loops. We want to close that loop, so we want to actually see what takes place in that first few seconds. And those first few seconds is where you can call out to the audience that you actually want to reach out to, right? So we have the verbal hook, the visual hook, and also we can have a text hook. So in the first second or two, we're gonna have a box of text that actually visually calls out to the audience that you want to call out to. So for example, let's say it's in the finance industry, you want to help people lower their mortgages, then you could have Aussies that are currently paying off their home loan, literally in a text box. Something as simple as that, a visual hook, calls out to the audience that you actually want to watch the video.
Parent means you have to sacrifice. Your wake up timing gets a little bit earlier. It means you have to sacrifice. Your wake up timing gets a little bit earlier.
Tactics help you with something as simple as selling a banana. Not every story.
So an example of what the Facebook ad would look like, or the structure of the Facebook ad, would be curiosity, calling out to the audience that you want, a little bit of proof, your offer, and then the CTA. And typically the offer, if it's a cold audience, the offer would be for a lead magnet. So it would be saying, if you want to achieve this result, go through to this landing page, give us your email, and we'll send over this PDF, or we'll send over this YouTube video, or we'll send over the free course. Something like that. Now that you've got this cold audience in your funnel, they technically don't count as the cold audience anymore. They are now somewhat your warm audience because they now know who you are. They've consumed your content in the form of the free value. We now want to blacklist them from your cold audience campaign on Facebook. The reason for this is obviously we don't want to continuously advertise the cold campaign towards an audience that is now technically warm. That would basically just be wasting money at that point. And there's two ways of doing that. You will need some sort of email marketing software. That's pretty much the easiest way to do it. Once you have that email marketing software, I personally use MailerLite. You could also use ConvertKit. But yeah, once you have that email marketing software, there's an option to integrate your Facebook audience with your email marketing software. And what that does is when your landing page generates a lead, like the name comes through and the email comes through, that contact gets put into a list in that email marketing software. And when that list gets updated, for example, when a contact comes through or when a new lead gets generated, that information gets sent over to Facebook, and now Facebook's audience gets updated. Since that audience is already created and being updated live, you can actually take that audience and tell Facebook to blacklist this audience from the cold campaign so that the cold campaign no longer runs ads to this particular individual or to this particular audience. So you've now successfully warmed up a cold prospect. You've basically just set up the first layer of your marketing funnel. Congratulations. And now in the next video, I'm going to be showing you how you can further warm up your warm lead into a hot lead. And obviously in the beginning, I told you that the warm lead is someone that already knows who you are, that is problem aware, that knows your solution. A hot lead is someone that's ready to buy. So in the next video, I'll be showing you how to warm up a warm lead into a hot lead with Facebook ads. And yeah, if you would like a personalized approach for your online marketing, for your business, then I've actually put a link in the description for you. It's a 30-minute discovery call. And basically, yeah, we're gonna have a chat about whether or not it would make sense to work together. So that's it for today's video. If you have any questions, anything's bugging you about marketing, or if you have any suggestions for future videos, please put them in the comments below. I will get to them as soon as I can. That's it for today. And yeah, I will see you in the next video.